Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy IX with me, Matthew Candice, aka Puggy. So this is the entrance to the Iifa Tree, and if you remember in the last episode, they did say it was sealed with an Eidolon. Indeed, this is where the Eidolon is, and this is one that gave me a bit of grief in the last Final Fantasy game. And that must be the Eidolon then. Or the seal at least. Well, we can do a bunch of things here. We can either poke it again and risk injury. But I don't think that will work. Body slam, yeah, I don't. That's basically what Justin did with the board splitting kick. That didn't work either, and it sure as hell doesn't work with. So only Eiko can break the seal here. So, okay. Maybe this should be interesting at least. Power combined, she is Captain Planet? Or something like that? That was quick! Seriously! Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, well, we'll find out why that is a bit later. For now, yeah, by the way, the ruby we got there allows Eiko to summon Carbuncle, who gives us the reflect spell on all our party members, which, to be honest, I don't use too much, so I'll leave it for now. Anyway, we are going up the roots of the Iifa Tree, making our way towards where we want to be, which is the center of the tree. Yes. And eventually we'll get here. Now there are a bunch of enemies here inside the Iifa Tree, as we'll find out. The first one is kind of a giant plant monster by the name of a Stroper. Has loads of branches and everything, seriously. I believe it's weak against fire, so be careful when attacking him, that's all I'm going to say here. Because, yeah, it can be tough. And as you can see, this is not my footage. I somehow lost it, and I only recorded from when I went into things, so... Because the thing with Carbuncle is kind of necessary for narrative purposes, I had to, use this footage instead. Gradual Petrify, that can be stopped if you have the right ability. Yeah, that's the thing with abilities in Final Fantasy IX. It kind of acts like the ribbon accessory in Final Fantasy VII, except only for specific status ailments, if that makes any sense. So yeah, Gradual Petrify, as its name suggests, will turn your character to stone after a certain amount of time. Again, it can still be healed with a soft, but if you didn't pick up any softs in Condi PT, then you may well be screwed. I know none of the Moogles in Madansari don't do that, so yeah. Speaking of which, there's another Moogle here, and you can give him a letter from Mogrio, who I believe was in the Black Mage Village. And apparently he's quite supportive of Vivi. That's actually quite cool. Yeah, the weight of the world can be very heavy indeed. But anyway, that being said, let's go into the center of the Iifa Tree, and indeed back to my own footage here. What's this? Yeah, this is the center of the tree itself. Who built it? I don't know. But it is ancient. And it's supposedly the Tree of Life. It isn't called Sephiroth or anything. Or is it? No, Sephiroth, no! Sephiroth was the other one. What place? Oh yeah, because they failed to seal the idol. Well, they had to seal the idol along because whatnot, so of course they didn't. And apparently this is a lift! Well, I'm guessing standing on it then is the best way to go. Yeah, which involves Zidane jumping on it and it going down, like any other lift. Zidane jumps back up and sees it coming back up as well, and risks his own life and everything to do so. And we'll all take the lift downstairs then. And down here is kind of weird. You can actually see the mist coming up from the roots of the Iifa Tree. And indeed, what we are looking for is a switch, because there are various things we can get from inside the Iifa Tree. Anyway, the other major enemy we'll come across is the Draco zombie, and as its name suggests, being a zombie dragon, it is weak to curative magic. So any cure or cura spells will definitely work against it. It is also, being a dragon, weak against ice, so definitely use that. The other thing to watch out for, however, with the Draco zombie, is that it can actually give you zombie status of your own. If you try to heal, that means you risk dying in that regard. Oh yes. And I believe it also has level 5 death, not that this Draco zombie did inflict it on my party, although there was one a bit later on that did. But that being said, Zidane learned Bandit. That is actually a really good ability for him, because it will allow him to his ability to steal stuff will definitely increase with that ability. So that's a really good one, as I say. What else for Zidane? Not much. Old Sugar, I guess. Just as long as you don't call him Miss Zidane now. But I do want to actually equip Undead Killer, and I guess Man-Eater on the Zidane there. Devil Killer, yes, actually. We'll get to that why a bit later. And I think that's Darkness. Which is the one that prevents Bandit, definitely. Jelly is, I think, the one that stops petrification. As for the remaining members of my party, add status, maybe. Ability up, definitely, because that would be really good. I don't know if there are enemies that cause thing. I definitely want to equip Jelly on. And the Echo, let's see. Auto regen, yes, please, definitely. It would be nice to have a healer who I won't have to worry too much about healing themselves. Chemist, that improves the efficiency of medicine or any healing items we have, in other words. But yeah, I think we're headed. I don't think you're getting confusion here. Antibody, maybe, I'm not sure. But let's go nowhere, because I'm not going back to the lift. So down further we go into the Iifa Tree, and indeed we can see that you can tell this is where the mist comes from. You may also be able to see a treasure chest in that corner there. Let's see what happens if we push that button. Indeed, it drops the treasure chest, so we can open it. And a phoenix down. Well, more opportunity to revive our characters, I guess. The boss of this dungeon can be pretty tough if you're not careful, seriously. But, yeah, I don't think I'm doing much here. No, I don't. So let's go further into the Iifa Tree and head further down. Head to the right and, I guess, across. Another treasure chest there with a high potion, very nice. Going further down and, let's see, not much, I'm getting stuck here, not great. Does that look like the treasure chest? I don't know. But I do run into another enemy there, so never mind. I'm guessing I'm going further down after all. You can see a little hole there. That has an ether. You can see another treasure chest down there, but I'm not sure if I get that. That hidey hole. That button doesn't seem to do anything, but I could be wrong there. I could be completely wrong and whatnot. I believe this is where my party pretty much... Okay, no, they're fine. Although I do want to change my thing now because, yeah. This area, this is where we get somewhat of an enemy rush here. But this looks like some sort of a machine or something. And mechanical, which is kind of weird for something that's a plant of all things. And why is it glowing really bright green there? Don't tell me that Mako energy exists in this universe as well. But apparently we can get on this leaf and it will take us down to the bottom. Yes, seriously. Yeah, it probably will. It probably will, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, she stood on it and it moved. Oh. Okay, seems to be glowing. Cool. And indeed, it's quite a fast-moving leaf, isn't it? Seriously, this will get us down in no time. Well, almost, and we're surrounded by some sort of barrier. Well, we're about to find out anyway. Yeah. Mog, okay, sure, let the little Moogle tell us. Okay. What's going on? Is there something at the bottom? Okay, a lot of life. Most of it I thought were just zombies, but let's see. Well, we'd have to find that out in the next episode. And here comes another enemy fight. And yes, there are a bunch of them here. And I think this may be... Yeah, these enemies, the zombies. Like with the Draco zombie, they're weak against, again, creative magic, so definitely use that. And they probably go down very quickly. Just be careful of, I believe they do use level 5 death, but I could be wrong as well. I know the Draco zombie does. But, no. Seems Vivi's doing most of the damage here. How about another Blizzara? Oh, but apparently not, they're not doing. Well, let's heal up anyway. Probably be a good idea. Oh, kill them with spell. That does them in very quickly. Well done, Dagger! But that being said, we still have to get to the bottom, and I will not show that off just yet because, as I say, yeah, and a lot of them are undead. I'm gonna say it is the mist. Good question. Roots, maybe? Or something like that? Yeah, good question. You know the black mages are made from mist. I think that's why Vivi's upset or something. Or just thinking anyway. Yeah, the factory where the black mages were being made. Yep. And there probably is, but it is very confusing. And in this case, it's the Draco zombie, so be careful of this one as well. As I say, because I think this is one of those that actually does use level 5 death on me. Seriously. So again, like before, I am going to use Cure and Cura on the Draco zombie. Hopefully it will go down before it can actually kill off at least some of my party. Remember, level 5 death attacks members of your party that have levels that are a multiple of 5. So, yeah, seems that Zidane actually took him down anyway. So, at least that's something. And with that, we will head to the bottom of the tree, or the Iifa Tree even, in the next episode. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.